Hello, I'm Areima, and welcome back to Halls of Torment. I want to try something a little weird this time. So we did actually unlock something in the last episode. We unlocked Mark of the Arrow, which allows us to pick archer character traits, but we're not going to mess with that today. We also got, I think I might have gotten this off screen. We got the hallucinogenic elixir now, which allows us to reroll selections of items in a chest. And we got some more potions in general. But I wanted to try something very weird, and for the first time I'm actually going to sit here and kind of talk about my item build, because I think the item build is going to be pretty pivotal. We want to do a summon only. Oh, I almost forgot to show you guys. There's a really cool thing. Hold on. So now, whenever you choose your character, previously, we kind of had to guess what our characters did, and I didn't really mind guessing, but there was some information that I was probably missing. Now, whenever you choose your character, there's these beautiful little tooltips. It tells me what the base stats of the character is, what they get per level up, a bonus that they get every 10 levels, which I was fully unaware of. I also was fully unaware that characters got a specific level up bonus per character. This makes some of my builds that I made in the past make a little bit more sense, because like sometimes I would have attributes that I wasn't sure where they were coming from. And then more importantly, which was one of the big things I've wanted for a long time, is it tells me what your weapon does. Like, for example, I didn't know that, the Frost Spear has a 40% frost chance. And that, dual axes on the Norsemen, have a 40% base crit chance, an amazing crit bonus. And yeah, it tells me 100 require hits, all of that stuff. Really, really helpful information. Really changes how I look at some of these classes. And really helps, like, especially when going into Agony. So we're going to be playing the Warlock. Warlock gets base defense and base damage. Everyone gets base damage in their main skill. Every skill scales differently, though. And then he gets force. And then it tells me what force does. Thank freaking God. So I get Ravaging Spirits. So even the Warlock's main attack is a summon, which is important. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing all summons, 100% summons. And then what Force is going to be giving me is Duration and Piercing. Piercing is pretty important because your main attack with this character is basically like a homing missile, and the Piercing is how many targets it hits before it goes away. So let's see. We don't really need attack speed so much. I think I might go defensive on my helm. And then... I'll probably go defensive here too. Let's go for damage. So damage on pickup range. That's a pretty good one. And then our rings, we're going to take a skeleton. And then there's an imp ring in here as well. So with our one ring, we're going to every 15 seconds summon a skeleton to fight for us. And with our other one, we're going to summon imps to fight by our side. And I can do up to 5 at a time. So having a longer duration on them means I will have more imps out at one time. And then our chest piece, we're going to have the Shadow Cloak, because I think that also counts as a summon. I haven't played with the Shadow Cloak too much, so I don't know. But realistically speaking, the only thing that would be better than that is the Blood-Soaked Shirt. And I ran an Agony 4 run with the Archer, with the Blood-Soaked Shirt, and I only got 100 healing over the entire run. So it's just really not worth it to have that. And then I'm not sure about the boots. I don't know if these matter. I really don't think these matter, so I think I'm just going to take movement speed so I can get the heck out of the way. And I'm thinking about taking the Spellcaster Gloves, because it'll make all of my other summons stronger, technically. But we also have these, which is, yeah, so we'll take these. I already had those on because they're just really good. And as far as the mark, it does give us base crit chance, but it also bogs down our... It's rare that I'm not going to take a mark anymore, because the marks are just very strong, but it will bog down our proficiencies and weapon proficiencies with things that we definitely don't want. So for this time, we're not going to take it. And then I'm going to remind myself real quick. That's not him. The Mon Pact. Embergrounds. I am going to be doing Agony on the map that will potentially unlock the mark. And now that we have my build together, I might be doing some editing here because I am going to... Yep. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we wanted Summon Golem, specifically, and only really Summon Golem. And for our second one, we really wanted the Arcane Orbs, because I'm glad I kept my main attack. I guess if I had taken those gloves, I could have always main attacked, and then, okay, we want Summon stuff, Force. What was I saying? Yeah, so we want the orbs for the second one, and we want Golem for the first one, and then pretty much nothing else, because there's no other things that are summons. Golem and the orbs both count as summons. Crit chance doesn't really affect us, because I don't think crit chance affects our minions. We do want movement speed, and the reason for that is that a lot of our sacrificial abilities, the ones that we sacrifice and give to our summons, will take movement speed away from us. And we definitely want survivability. Okay, here we go. So, multi-hit and spawns for summons. Yeah, we're going to go for that. I've actually not messed with summons at all, so I'm not sure what the optimal thing to do here is. So this would make our main weapon better. We don't really want that as much. Let's go for force. And something I honestly just recently noticed is that apparently the amount of completion you have on the achievements, and gives you a flat meta progression EXP bonus. So if you are playing this game as well, and you are wondering why the hell I'm leveling up so fast at the beginning of each area, it's because I've completed 70% of the game, and I actually had not known that. So the game does kind of just get easier over time, no matter what you do, no matter how much meta progression you don't buy. But it's okay. I've come to live with that. So the golem does count as an ability. I wonder if these imps and skeletons count as abilities. Because if they do, that other ring would be very strong. We'll go for pickup range, because that also increases our damage. And I think all damage, whenever something is like all damage, it will also affect our summons. Here is the beginning of our demonic exchanges. I'm going to save this demonic exchange and grab regeneration instead. I really like that potion, being able to save things for future updates. Ooh, I can summon skeletal mages too. That's actually really nice, because the skeletal mages have like a piercing bolt. This build might actually really work. Attack speed and movement speed, or force and spawn. Yeah, I'm going to go for the force and spawn one. I'm glad I saved it, because I got to see what my options were there. Okay. So we're not going for reagents this time. We've kind of gone for reagents every time, so I kind of just wanted to try and see if I could set up a win. So here's the two different dedications. 20% damage on main weapon. It's a lot. I'm willing to take an HP loss for that. That's really good. Oh, so these are the shadows. I see. So what do these do? Damage enemies, increase my blot strength. Well, that's pretty cool. I wonder if those count as summons. Like, am I going to be covering the map in those with those eventually? Man, look at my agony. I am literally a minute and a half in, and I'm almost already halfway through Agony 1. Dang. Okay, so this is a strong build. Gotcha. Oh, there is another summon. I just remembered. There's the new one. It's the Shadow Warrior. Shadow Warrior is super good. Pickup range, because again, that is damage. If we can make our pickup range basically the whole screen, then it will massively increase our damage. I considered whether I did this with this character or if I did this with the Huntress, but the thing with the Huntress is that she gets perks that are kind of both for her dog and for herself, but this character gets perks that are specifically for minions. So, if you're wondering, that's why I chose this. Plus, I actually hadn't played the Warlock, like, for a very long time, like, since I had grabbed it, so I figured it was about time. It was actually one of my favorite classes for a little bit, but then the Sorceress came out, and I kind of Never went back. Sorceress is still my favorite. Ooh, we do have a red chest. Oh, the upgrade of this. Oh no, it's the Spellcaster Gloves. Well, we're going to take it in case we decide to stop using our main attack at some point. Proficient stance. Yeah, damage to summons. It's a pretty easy choice. Oh, I keep forgetting that enemies hit really hard in Agony. I played like 1 or 2 matches of non-Agony just because I wanted a kind of a more casual experience. And man, the difference in the amount of damage you take between the two, night and freaking day. Like, no joke. Well, apparently I just finally got my 50,000 nips. We're going to take this scroll. That's unfortunate. So this is not a summon. Yeah, none of these are summons. Fortunately, we're in Agony, though, so we will get plenty of scrolls. Plus 30% damage to summons. Yeah. I'm really tempted to double this one. Lost 6 defense for that, but that's okay. Summons keep me alive. I believe in you. Okay, we're gonna memory this, but we're gonna take the HP because we need to start caring about ourselves as well. We did turn damage numbers back on because honestly, I kind of missed them. Okay, we don't really care about the main weapon dedication because I think we will stop using our main weapon at some point. I don't know how much multi-hit affects this character, but we'll keep it up for now until we learn otherwise. We do need defense to maybe mitigate some of the defense and personal statistics that we're going to be losing. What's the button to... Oop. We're actually going to turn on auto aim for a bit because I think I'll probably turn it back off. I didn't mean to reset my bindings. I don't know. I must have changed my bindings legitimately like most of a year ago. So I don't even know what I just did. I guess I'll find out. Oh my gosh, we're already almost at Agony 1. Okay, we don't care too much about this proficient stance. We don't want that either. Let's reroll. There we go. Multi-hit and spawns, yeah. So the reason why we're getting so much Agony is because nothing is surviving on the screen long enough to reduce our Agony. So we're basically just getting a crazy, crazy amount of Agony bonus. I'm considering this. Let's go for the Clay Golem 3, because that means that if we pick up another scroll at this point, which, considering how much we're already at Agony 1, and the initial goal here is to get to Agony 3, we're going to start moving towards a scroll, because I don't really want that much Agony this fast. We're going to take more defense. 10% defense at this point is not that useful, but it'll add up, because we'll probably grab all of the defensive traits. Oh man, these skeletons. I'm glad that their bolts are like neon green, so I don't mix them up. But like the skeletons themselves, they're gonna jump scare me quite often. I don't think you can lose a whole Agony level. At least I've never lost a whole Agony level, because generally, if you're doing good enough that your Agony goes up, you can't exactly like accidentally stop doing that good. I don't know what my other dedication is, so I'm going to wait on that. And we kind of... I might end up getting it, though, because we kind of really need the defense. So my little Shadow Cloud only does about 50 damage, but it is just another thing on the list here doing damage to everything. So a good thing to keep in mind is that everything chases me, not my summons. Base damage on... Yeah. We're really good on damage. I think I'm just going to take the survivability option there. We really kind of just need the survivability at this point. Go ahead and grab another scroll. Yeah, there we go. Increase roll duration. Let's go for Magma Fists first. Because I kind of prefer him to go around punching things than to roll out. I'm going to take parry for now, because again, I don't know what my other dedication is. It could be, if it's like HP regeneration, then it's just going to be better. So, and my main attack doesn't barely do any damage at this point. But it is still doing some damage, so we're still going to use it. Oh, we have fire affinity now because our golem is fire related now. Let's reroll. I don't like any of these. Here we go. Some proficient stances. There we go. All minion buffs. Nice. We are getting to the point where our duration, our minions long enough that we have like 7 of each now, which is really good. I'm gonna take crit chance real quick, and I'm gonna check something. Yeah, okay, so crit chance does affect these guys. So does attack speed. Okay. So I do still want all of those basic things like crit chance and attack speed. Because I don't know if you've know much about this game, but if you've watched any of it, then you do kind of eventually run out of things to buy to some degree that are beneficial. So it kind of becomes every character takes at least some amount of crit, because unless you have a thing saying that you can't crit, it's at least extra damage. And there's only so many places you can get damage. Do I want... I think I'd rather lose movement speed at this point, because those both added damage to my minions. So I'd rather lose the movement speed than losing even more defense. I think I would have gone for defense in non-agony, but I take too much damage. We want the force, but we're going to take multi-hit. It'll be scary, but at some point we might stop using our main attack to make all of our summons just 60% more powerful immediately. Which will be a pretty significant boon in their damage, I believe. Especially if it affects our item summons. I don't know if it does, but it'll be pretty easy to tell. I'll kind of mouse between them and see what happens with them. Because I don't have stats for them. Well, I mean, I do. I have these. Wow, they're doing a lot of DPS. Jeez. How much are the shadows doing? The shadows are doing nothing. But the Necromancer stuff is doing crazy amounts of damage. Hey, let's just go ahead and reroll these. That's pretty good just because I can take it back. And we will do so. We're going to grab this scroll over to the left first, though, because we were already coming over here. Why is this slime, like, on crack cocaine? It is moving so... dude, lay off the drugs. Jesus Christ. More vitality. Okay, so this is a melee. We're going to take the Spirit Warrior, because Spirit Warrior did just get a buff. And he'll be the only summon that actually kind of stays near us and keeps us protected. Okay, we're done with the bosses for now, so we're going to keep moving. Jeez, I took one little hit of damage on like half HP. Yeah, well, I know that we get weak regeneration, but I don't think we have much of a choice. We pretty much just have to use regeneration whenever possible. What was that? Oh, it was a magnetism. So yeah, summons are strong. Summons are very strong. I kind of want to see what the traits for Spirit Warrior are. So I think I'll get Spirit Warrior to 3 before I pick up my next scroll. Although I would like to get orbs as well. Having more summons is actually just going to be really good for this turn. You know what? I'm going to head for this roll just because I do actually want orbs. And then I'm going to head for the other scroll. Thank you, Golem. Charmer's orbs. Oh, look how many I get. That's cool. And now I can kind of use those as, like, my real damage. So what are these gloves doing for me? Summon 4, summon damage. You know, it is 20% extra summon damage. It's not like it's bad. Okay, so what we're going to do is, while we're full HP, we're going to take these gloves off, and we're going to stop attacking. Because we have these orbs now. We can kind of use the orbs. Okay, I'm too scared. Okay. I believe in us. We can do it. Man, the extra versions of these gloves does 132% extra damage. They suddenly become very worth it. We need the defensive stuff. And having the orbs here is really useful. That's going to be a flask, right? The flask isn't quite working right. There was a patch saying that if you beat a lord with a flask in your inventory, you were going to take it back with you. But I've actually had that happen multiple times now where it didn't actually take the flask back with me. So I don't know if I misunderstood something or what, but you do actually have to send the flask back, I think. Either that, or whenever you take them back via killing a lord, you don't have to buy them, and I just haven't noticed my number of bottles going up. Attack speed still benefits everything, so we're going to take attack speed. We really want to level up these orbs because these orbs are fantastic. I have not been attacking, by the way. This is just all summons at this point, and I'm significantly on my way to Agony 3. Oh boy, this is a whole ass build. Really kind of don't feel like I myself as a character am doing anything, but I am glad that I have the orbs to maintain, like, me having some sort of action that I can be taking to keep myself alive and not just fully rely on the computer AI. As a mostly skill-based gamer myself, it is very hard for me to trust and rely on the computer AI, because 9 times out of 10, I am going to be better than the computer at aiming and making decisions on the fly. It's why I don't like summon builds in games, is because I have to rely on the computer. But whenever a summon build is this strong and there's so many of them, it doesn't matter anymore. Making this ability move faster only benefits me. So, did that make all of my... Oh my god, I made my Necromancer... Look at the DPS change. Holy crap. Yeah, doubled the DPS of the Necromancer's Flesh as well. Well, this is a really strong build. I have made 2 really strong builds back to back. I am going to easily hit Agony 3, and I'm probably going to blast all the way through the other side. We need more defense then, because if we're going up to Agony 3, if we get hit like once by like a stray shot or something like that, which one of the recent patches did actually fix the whole off-screen stray shot, just, you know, wrecking your entire life thing. So you're going to get off-screen sniped a little bit less, which happened like 2 days after I posted that video. So like I don't know if like more people are playing this right now that I haven't noticed, because I've you know, I'm on YouTube all the time, not just on my own channel. I watch a lot of other people, and I haven't really seen a lot of other people playing this right now. So, you know, I've kind of been like doubling down on content because I'm just like, well, hey, you know, I'm enjoying this. Other people probably will too. But it did seem coincidental. It's kind of that coincidental thing of like, I made a video and at least some people watched it. And then immediately afterwards, because I was complaining a lot about getting sniped off screen. Maybe not complaining, but I was deeply concerned about it at all times. And then it got fixed, like literally within 2 days. So probably other people were playing it, people who have more subscribers than me, you know, more presence than me. But on the off chance that the devs do watch my videos, you guys made a fantastic fucking game, and I love it. It is probably one of my favorites of the genre. And yes, some of it is because of the Diablo nostalgia, but no, it's just like, if it was only nostalgia, I would have been done by now. I would have been done playing it by now. I don't play games off of nostalgia alone. I'm just not that kind of gamer. The game has to be good. And this is a good game. Like, I think I've had this discussion before in a previous video, but I'm talking to you guys now, not the theoretical developers that are never going to watch this video. But, like, having these survivor-likes where you have something to do in the survivor-like, instead of just, you know, vampires, and instead of, well, I was almost about to say something very incorrect. My initial impression of Vampire Survivors was that you just stood there in the circle in the center and did nothing. But they, over time, added things that you did in Vampire Survivors. And it was like, that's what made that game go from like, okay, this is a boring arcade game that like is all about your weapons auto-firing or something, to, oh, this is really interesting. There's things I need to get done while I'm on this map. And it... you know, doing that, and then this game, and then Time Wasters, and then there's a new one called An Onkao, which I'm really interested in, but I don't want to really get into until they have more in the game, because I've kind of seen everything that that game has to offer just by watching a little bit of YouTube. Like, having something that you do while fighting the hordes and surviving, it's just like, oh man, it changes everything about this game. It's just, these types of games, it is just so good. Like, I just find, for example, Time Wasters to just be a very naturally entertaining game. I haven't played it on the channel because I played it on my Steam Deck, and I think I put 40 hours into it within a couple weeks. Like, I really liked that game. And I've completed most of the challenges. They keep adding new ones, and I'm kind of waiting for there to be, like, 10 to 15 things for me to do whenever I go back next time. I need these orbs to do more damage. They're my main source of self-defense. And now that I've gotten enough orb upgrades, I do want to come up here and grab this scroll as soon as possible. I also want to stay on the move because these pots are my main source of healing right now. And we are quickly approaching... This guy has to go, though. He is an orbomancer. Oh, he gave me a scroll. Hey! Oh, yes! That's exactly what I wanted. Oh man. This is a build, guys. This is a build. Movement speed, range, and damage. I'm fine with that. I don't know what range does on these guys. Does it tell me? It's not even on here. Did it say that the orb's movement speed is... Ooh, increases the movement speed. Very nice. So that's a pretty good thing to grab then. At this point, this net scroll will probably give me an upgrade for anything I have. So it's just a very good scroll to pick up. The scroll also summons a boss, so we kind of have to keep that in mind. I'm glad that this character has a lot of vitality, because he doesn't have a positive on dash and bet. At the end of the dash, Spirit Warrior causes physical shockwave that slows down his enemies. Ooh. That's really nice, because whenever I move, the Spirit Warrior kind of moves with me. And him having a little dash at the end. is much appreciated. Okay, that little mini boss is down. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. Electrified orbs. Make my orbs even stronger. Oh, man. This is a whole build, guys. Like, I would have never expected to be enjoying this. I thought the summoning build was going to be like, this is a thing that I've only done because I'm a YouTuber. Man, I identify as a YouTuber now. But, it's like, I only did it for the content, essentially. But, dang, this is actually a lot of fun. I kind of get it. I don't fully get it, but I kind of get it. What everyone's been telling me for a long time, of just like, I was like, oh, well, you know, having a bunch of summons is a lot of fun. And I'm like, eh. But no, having a bunch of summons, like a freaking army. Now that's fun. Having like, you know, one big summon in a video game that you have to rely on the derpy AI of, not for me. Having an army and just focusing on dodging, I can get behind that. I literally can get behind that. We're going to get rid of that for this. And we're going to rotate this necklace back really well. Because we don't really have anything else that we need to do right now. We definitely need crit bonus now because our Eye of the Storm orbs here crit. So... Ah! I don't understand how I didn't get hit there. We're invulnerable for a few seconds. We're just going to watch this vulnerability timer and sit the orbs on this guy. We got a few seconds left. Okay, go. It's crazy how much extra damage you can get out of that invulnerability timer. Do we want any of these? We do not, so we can actually scrap this for experiments. Which will almost always level us up. I mean, it's only half a bar, but like, half a bar at this level is a lot. I'm level 67. We don't want any of these, because I'm going to stay pure to my level ups. Yeah, we're not going to get another modifier for Spirit Warrior, because I've only recently unlocked Spirit Warrior, and I think I have the only modifier that I have unlocked for this. So... And I think I already grabbed... No, I have another modifier for Golem, possibly. Anytime we can get something that makes all of our summons stronger is for the best. So we're going to be taking those... I can't believe I've not attacked. Like, my hand's not even on my mouse anymore. Reach Agony 3. Okay, wow, that was way too easy. So... Now we have the Warlock's medallion, which is like all about summons, and we might never use it, but I mean, there's some cool stuff we can do with this. For example, if we put this on the Huntress, we could make a good dog build where we just, instead of having a ton of summons like this, we just make, you know, our dog incredibly strong, and we can do this whole non-attacking thing again, but this time just be like, go Lassie. Make it like the Lassie build or something like that. I already know what the title of this video is going to be. Beat Agony 3 without attacking? Question mark? Strongest build, but we never attack? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. This is... When I woke up today, I had already decided that I was going to make this video. Because I was like, huh, that'd be a funny thing to do. Let's just do oops all summons. But yeah, this... I would have never thought in a million years that the all summons build was going to be the strongest and easiest build that I have ever done. Just proves that summons are easy mode, boys. And I mean that in a good way this time. I'm not hating. This is not me hating. This is legitimately really fun and interesting. I'm invulnerable. I'm just gonna stand in the middle of them. Whee. Oh, hey, there's a boss in there. Okay. I keep pointing at things because it's like a habit, but I'm not firing my weapon. Oh, hey, I got an achievement with the Spirit Warrior. Cool. Not surprised that it's doing so much damage. I have a lot of buffs for it. Like... And there's an achievement with the golem. You can tell that I never used summons previously. So like I'm getting a bunch of achievements because I've previously not had those achievements. Or I've previously not really had a chance to get those achievements. I kind of want to reroll here. I'm thinking about taking that twice. 80% damage to the orbs. That might have been a bad move. Yeah, that might have been a bad move. Oops. For kind of just focus on the 80% damage, and I didn't think about the fact that it also meant that the orbs were going to have an incredibly short range. Yeah, so what's their range now? Is it going to tell me? It's not going to tell me. I also can't even, like, see the thing because it goes off the bottom of the screen. There's a thing that some games do where if the tooltip's too close to the bottom of the screen, it'll, like, wrap around to the top and it'll be coming off the top of the screen instead. Okay, good. So if I get plus range, it affects my thing. So I'm going to be grabbing a plus range for a few levels now to get my orbs to, you know, stop cuddling me. But yeah, if there is some sort of weird situation where the devs are in fact watching my videos, that would be a nice quality of life sometime in the near to far future. You know, the tooltips not, you know, whenever you're in here, you can't read the tooltips of any abilities later in the game, which probably not a lot of people do that, so it's not really a high priority. They probably have more important things that they're doing. They're updating this game all the time. They're really good devs. But yeah, I also don't think they're watching my videos. That was more or less just a joke. Yeah. So what do we talk about? Because my build's really strong, so I don't really need to talk about that anymore. I might make it to Agony 4, but I will admit I'm not going to push for it. Hell, even that Archer build that made it to Agony 4, which if you haven't seen it, I discovered that there's Agony 4 and then beat it with an Archer. So go watch that video. It's probably going to be the best run of this game I will ever have. Any further run is probably because of meta progression and not because of personal skill or strategy. I need more range. Did I put away that item yet? I did. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure I put it away. So we have a memorizing bottle, a wine, and 2 wine bottles. So this is the reset. I don't remember what memorizing is. So I have a vague idea of how many bottles of everything I have, although not a specific idea. So we'll check it afterwards, because we're probably going to win this run. Unless I make any stupid mistakes and take a bunch of damage and, like, just face run into something, or, you know, I don't know, decide to take minus 60% freaking range to my main defensive ability again. I mean, pickup range is damage. We can't stand near him. We're going to get swarmed if we do. I think we just have to rely on our summons to try and do some damage to him at some point. I mean, how much damage are... Jesus Christ, those DPSs. Oh my gosh. Everything. So whenever I was doing my Archer and I was really strong, my main thing was doing 10k DPS and then nothing else was doing any damage, really. Like, not really a lot. I think my needles were also doing a bunch of damage. Yeah, I remember in that run realizing that needles were actually pretty strong. But it was just like 2 things doing damage, right? On this build, all of my abilities are doing an insane amount of DPS. All of them. Even more movement speed, benefits the orbs, which I am kind of a huge fan of the orbs, even on a non-summon run. So having stronger orbs is kind of making this interesting for me. It's like Garlic. I always liked Garlic builds. The only thing I don't like about Garlic in Vampire Survivors is that Garlic is one of the only it's one of the weapons that like I really love, and it really does. I wanted to say the only weapons that doesn't scale, but a lot of weapons in that game don't scale well. But the Garlic really doesn't scale well. And if you're trying to do some crazy stuff, or you're trying to do like some later game stuff in that game, and you try and rely only on Garlic, you're going to die. It just doesn't do enough damage. It'll heal you, sure, but it's a support weapon, which is unfortunate because, you know, I like weapons that are, you move into them in these kinds of games. Jesus Christ, this imp elite has to go. He's gonna murder me. Damn, that imp elite was way too fast. Agony 3 is scary. More crit chance, because we need more damage. And that should affect all of my summons as well. I'm not really heading anywhere in specific, by the way. I'm just looking for more potions. We have technically already achieved our goal here, which was to get to Agony 3. So if we do die at this point, I'm actually not going to be too sad about it. Because this is the spot where we would die. That's why I'm mentioning it. This particular spot with the worm and the quadrillion slimes is a bit of like a great filter on this map. If your build isn't just absolutely phenomenal, it will die here. Because of this. There's just too much. At level, it might have saved my life there. Pushed away some enemies and let me out. Although I did have a bunch of HP. I might have been fine. I think that's... Don't I have a healing item on? Yeah. I think that necklace on Agony, or that headdress on Agony, is actually really, really potent. Because every time a boss spawns, I get 25% of my HP back. And, you know, in Agony 3, bosses are spawning actually fairly frequently. And it might have been probably the majority of the healing that I've received so far is from this headdress. Because I know that I've not been finding healing, and I have very weak regen. So I know that my regen hasn't been helping me that much. Can I do some damage to this guy? Guys, I have like 1,000,000 minions. Can anyone do some damage to this effer? Please. Can a boss spawn so I get 25% of my HP back again? I am gonna die. Oh my gosh. I thought that was the end right there. Right as I leveled, I just took a bunch of damage. Do I have a way of healing? Nah, this is probably the end. If I could break a pot and get like an invulnerability or something, there's a chance we survive. Holy crap. Holy crap. Yep. Okay. I knew I wasn't going to survive this. But look at that. So we got Imp Slayer. We got kills of imps. We got marker rituals. We got a new thing for Spirit Warrior. We got a new thing for Golem. And we got another new thing from Spirit Warrior. So I think we just unlocked all of the traits for Spirit Warrior in one run. Okay. I want to see the day. Holy crap. So Necromancer's Clutch was definitely doing a lot. And it was definitely getting modified by my gloves, because there's no way it did 5 million damage without being modified by my gloves. Well then, that has been a run of... Oh, hey, let's check this real quick. Oh, I didn't win, though. Yeah. I didn't win. Okay. Well, that has been a run of Halls of Torment. Yeah, that is quite a run. I am really happy about that. Plus 30% summon damage. Can I take that on Warlock? I can. That's really funny. So I can just double down on Warlock and have plus 30% summon damage and make the next time I do a run like that even stronger. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed that. It was kind of a pretty crazy run. It'd be a little while before I do something like that again. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. This has been Halls of Torment. I've been Areima. You know, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. It kind of just brings me a little bit of joy every day. So if you want to bring me joy, do those things. And hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.